let it go. Grace and peace, everybody. Welcome to Sabbath School Study Group. This is part number 4, the healthy man in hell. I do not want to be that man. Jesus does not want you to be that man. We do not want to be that man. He uses some powerful language because he got a powerful point. I hope that as we study it today, it becomes crystal clear to us. The value of letting go, particularly letting go of those things that are no good to us. Did you catch that? Letting go was not good. But what about those things that are good? And he still says to let them go. As we go into this study about letting go, I want to pray, but I also want to thank you. I want to thank you for watching. We appreciate you. By all means, subscribe to the channel. Please hit the like button so that others can find the video and pass this on to someone else. And visit us online. You'll find that at changeministry.org, the website with studies, recipes, prophecy, and hope. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Letting go is hard to do. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. But letting go requires some measure of faith. So if you ever want to know what requires a lot of faith, usually look at the thing that brings on a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety. Letting go is not something that we as selfish, secure, hungry human beings do naturally or easily. It's a challenge to let go of what we have because our nature is always trying to suck up and absorb and get more. Letting go is counter to our nature, but it is a totally spiritual and beautiful reality in God's spirit. The presence of God in us, it only can find room as there's space that's being created by our choices. So now Jesus is calling on his disciples to let go of anything that would keep us from this companionship or closeness to God. In fact, he says in Mark 9:43, if thy hand offend thee, cut it off. It's better for thee to enter into life, or in other words, to go to heaven maimed, than having 2 hands to go into hell, into the fire that never shall be quenched, where the worm dieth not, and the fire is not quenched. And verse 45 says, and if thy foot offend thee, cut it off. It is better for thee to enter halt into life than having 2 feet to be cast into hell, into the fire that never shall be quenched. These verses are trying to get us to see that obviously there are 2 endpoints. There are 2 types of eternity. One in the presence of God, but the other separated from God's presence. So now Jesus is giving us 2 options. He wants us to see the value of giving up something in order to get more. So the whole idea of heaven, that's the place, right? That's where we want to be, in the presence of God. But in another perspective, it's saying I'd rather get everything by giving up something versus keeping everything and getting just a piece of something. The enemy comes in to get us to think that when we sacrifice, we're actually at a total loss. It's not that sacrifice is not a loss, but it's never, ever on our side in this realm, it's never a total loss. Whatever we give up, for every penny that we might lose, we get a dime in return, so to speak. It's why Paul says what he says in Philippians chapter 3, verses 7 through 8, when he says, the things that were gained to me, those things that were gained, those I counted loss for Christ. Yea, doubtless, I call all things but loss for the excellency of the knowledge of Christ Jesus my Lord, for whom I have suffered the loss of all things, and do count them but dung, that I may win Christ. What Paul is saying here is that my losses are for the sake of my wins. And if we were to see how big the losses were, I'll take these small losses for huge gains. He's asking us to let go of the things, even the things like sin, that hurts us. Let these things go in order to receive the life that doesn't just help us, but the life that loves us. Jesus is trying to get us to see the value of things, even in here in Matthew 10, where he says, he that loveth father or mother more than me is not worthy of me. And he that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. He that taketh not his cross and followeth after me is not worthy of me. He that findeth his life shall lose it, and he that loseth his life for my sake shall find it. And Jesus is saying, yes, there's sacrifice. Yes, there is a subtraction, but every single subtraction is matched by an addition. a greater addition. And what is the greatest addition that you and I could ever bank on? That's the love of God through Jesus Christ, his only begotten Son. The greatest gift that heaven could give us. He gave us Jesus. He gave us Jesus in order to get us. He gave us Jesus because he couldn't give us anything else to help articulate our value to him. When we let go of what God is calling us to release or let go of, we are actually leaning in to what he is waiting and hoping we'll receive.